She was tall, blonde, and had the kind of beauty that made people stop in their tracks. But Kim Basinger's real power wasn't just her looks, it was her presence. Standing at 5 feet 7 inches, she had a kind of magnetism that couldn't be taught. Yet before she became one of the most iconic faces in Hollywood, she was just a shy girl from Athens, Georgia, too nervous to speak in front of a class. No one expected that quiet girl to one day command the world's attention. Kim's story might have never started if it weren't for a simple dare. Her father challenged her to enter a local beauty pageant, and although she had no interest, she agreed. On stage, trembling and unsure, she sang, "Wouldn't it be lovely?" Her nerves were real, her voice shaky, but she won. That moment was the spark. Suddenly, everything changed. With her mother's support, Kim began modeling, and it didn't take long before the industry noticed. She moved to New York and signed with the Ford modeling agency. At just 20, she was earning $1,000 a day. She graced magazine covers and moved in elite circles, but inside, she wasn't satisfied. Modeling gave her fame, but it didn't fulfill her. She wanted to act, to challenge herself, to do something that meant more. Hollywood, though, wasn't easy. She landed small roles on TV, including a spot on Charlie's Angels, but nothing major. Then came the role that would change everything. She was cast as a Bond girl in Never Say Never Again alongside Sean Connery. Instantly, the world took notice. But Kim didn't want to be another pretty face in a blockbuster. She wanted to be taken seriously. And she was willing to take bold steps to make that happen. One of those steps shocked everyone. In 1981, she posed for Playboy. Her friends were confused, her family was stunned, but the bold move paid off. People began to look beyond her appearance and see her confidence, her boldness, her determination. Not long after, she starred in The Natural opposite Robert Redford, earning a Golden Globe nomination and showing the world that she had real talent. But behind the camera, Kim was facing battles no one could see. Her anxiety wasn't just a bad day, it was life-consuming. She'd inherited it from her mother and often found herself overwhelmed by even the smallest things. At one point, her anxiety was so severe, she couldn't leave her house for months. Still, when the cameras were rolling, she transformed. Audiences saw grace and glamour, but it came at a cost. Her role in 9½ Weeks would become legendary, but what happened behind the scenes was far from glamorous. The role demanded intense emotional vulnerability. The director pushed her to the edge, using manipulation to get the performance he wanted. What viewers saw wasn't acting, it was raw emotion. Kim later admitted how draining it had been. It was a performance that blurred the line between fiction and reality, leaving a lasting impact on her mental health. By the late 1980s, Kim was on top of the world. She starred in Batman as Vicky Vale, opposite Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. It was one of the biggest hits of the decade, and it cemented her place as a Hollywood A-lister. But while her career soared, her personal life was falling apart. Her first marriage to makeup artist Ron Snyder ended in heartbreak. Then came Alec Baldwin. Their relationship was passionate, intense, and at times, explosive. Their eventual divorce led to a painful 7-year custody battle over their daughter, Ireland. And the struggles didn't stop there. Kim made headlines again when she bought most of a small town in Georgia, Bristolton, with plans to turn it into a tourist attraction. It was a bold move, but it flopped. The project failed, and she was left with millions in debt. Then came a lawsuit over the film Boxing Helena, which she backed out of. The legal battle drained her finances even more. Eventually, she filed for bankruptcy. For a while, it looked like Hollywood had moved on. But Kim wasn't done. Not even close. She returned with a role in It's Confidential, and this time, no one could deny her. She played Lynn Bracken with strength, elegance, and emotional weight. Her performance stunned critics and audiences alike. When she won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, it was more than just a trophy, it was a statement. She had faced failure, heartbreak, and anxiety, and still came back stronger than ever. After that win, Kim stepped away from the spotlight, not because she had to, but because she wanted to. She focused on causes that mattered to her, especially animal rights. She partnered with PETA and became a strong voice for animals, dedicating her time and resources to making a difference. While she still appeared in films from time to time, her priorities had shifted. Fame had never been her goal. What she truly cared about was the work, the challenge, and the meaning behind it all. Kim Basinger's story isn't just about beauty or fame. It's about strength, vulnerability, and finding your voice, even when the world wants to define you a different way. She rose, fell, and rose again, always on her own terms. In an industry that's quick to forget, Kim made sure she would be remembered. She didn't just stun with her looks. She stunned with her courage. If her story moved you, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe for more untold Hollywood stories, and stay with us for more powerful tales of stars who refuse to give up.